Now, I've been a fan of the Speck Presidio Grip 2 for years now, but these newer versions have knocked my enthusiasm down a couple notches. The culprit? Well, this. I'm testing 50 iPhone cases to find the best 5. This is review number 50 out of 50. I still got 2 cases left. Now I'm doing this because I'm a reviewer, not an influencer. My scoring system is based on what the iPhone actually feels when it hits the ground during corner drops, face first drops, and camera lamp drops. Each case gets dropped at least 30 times. So when I say it's good or terrible, it's because I got the data to back it up. Now, as I've said, big fan of this case, but it's starting to show its age. Now, the first thing I noticed about this product was that they sell a non-magsafe version. I bought one and raged. Like, I get it, people want options for their products, but buying an iPhone case without MagSafe is like buying a car without an infotainment system. Why? Finish on this case is top notch. You got ridges on the back and grip strips on the sides. And the neat thing about the ridges on the back is that they're actually embedded into the back of the case, but the grip strips, they follow the same lines, but right along the edge, they transition to being sticking out. They protrude out of the edge of the case. Grip-wise, it just works. Now on the inside of the case, iPhone sits on nothing really special. The edges are ribbed for the iPhone's pleasure, and this MagSafe area actually sits lower than the rest of the case. Magnets are basically taped in, and the one thing I will say about this Presidio2 Grip is that the build quality is ugh. Injection points are really noticeable, and the buttons don't actually sit centered, like they're off-centered. That's kind of a red flag for me. When it comes to weight, it's going to add 45 grams to your iPhone. That's a hair below average. Going to increase the bulk of your iPhone by 64%. That's not a lot relative to all the other cases I've tested. Now the grip on this case is decent. It used to be spectacular because the part that I love, the grip strip, does not exist on this side. Speck could have fixed this if they used a covered control button and didn't cheap out on extending this part of the case to have the protruding out ribs. Because it feels very asymmetrical picking up on this side, very grippy, but then on this side, everything's kind of smooth. Look, I get it, it's a minor thing, but again, I'm a reviewer, not an influencer. Really notice with these legacy brands that they've started just being really cheap about certain things. Cheap's the wrong word, maybe sloppy. Buttons on this case are integrated. They're not terrible to push. They're way better than the buttons I reviewed for the last product, the Pella case. Screen access is decent as the case edges are quite low. When it comes to the port cutout, go ahead, use any size cable you want. And the chamfering on the cutout of the port is decent enough that my pinky doesn't complain too often. And when it comes to a MagSafe to pull things off, took 8.3 newtons to shoot things off, took 11.1. That's basically average. Look at the build quality of this product. The power button doesn't even seem like equidistant. When it comes to protective design, the case corners are 2.9 millimeters thick. The back is 2.1 mils thick, and the MagSafe area, that part is only 1.8 mils thick. All things considered, the center of this case is extremely flexy. Now this case has a ton of air pockets. The iPhone pleasure ribs. Basically every single notch is an air pocket, but I want to point out the corner. This corner is basically one massive air pocket. The iPhone in this case basically floats on a series of ribs. Now to pop the corners off an iPhone takes about 46 newtons. The average is 25. This case is very annoying to take off, which is a good thing. Now when it comes to rigidity, this product is different. It takes 45 newtons to bend it, which coincidentally is 45% above average. But I want to point this out. As you saw earlier, the back of the case is very floppy, but the frame around the case is incredibly stiff. It does not bend much. And this is one of the very few cases that has this design feature. And what implications does it have in terms of protection? Well, we're gonna find out. Now, if you've been with my channel long enough, you know that I've dropped a Speck Presidio Grip from 10 feet a long time ago. They now say it's 13 feet drop rated, but we all know I do something a little different, right? When it comes to corner drops, my iPhone logged 9.9 G's. My marker is dying. That is basically average now. Now, how fast does the iPhone rotate after a corner drop? It was 43% slower. The rate at which it settled was much longer at 31%. And the overall total force was 7% better than average. Now, these numbers were kind of confusing. Corner drops was average, rotation rate was great, settling rate was terrible, but the total force is better than average. And the only way I can make sense of this is that the frame of the case is very well designed. Beats the initial impact very well, but there's nothing dampening. There's nothing settling the case down. There's nothing soft to absorb all that impact, which is why the settling rate is so high. Remember the lip on this thing? Super tight. Doesn't sound like screen hit the table there. Initial impact was 12% better than average, and the settling rate was 5%. And total force was 5%. This is basically average. This is That's nothing. So the face first drop, again, we see that the frame does a very good job of blunting the initial impact, but everything else is just kind of bleh. Now when it comes to the camera lump, it's basically a polycarbonate ring that's integrated into this floppy back. Again, this case doesn't do anything to absorb the impact, so when that happens, the initial impact is 7% better than average, but the settling rate was 10% higher and the total force was 14% higher. So overall, this is a very average case. Initial impact in most cases, very, very good, but everything after the initial impact, terrible. So would I get this product if I was a reviewer? The short answer is no, I wouldn't. I love this case, but this really bothers me, the lack of grip strips right here. The build quality issues really irk me out. And the fact that there are better cases at the price point means why would I spend money on it? I'm testing 50 iPhone cases to find the best 5. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I do go to click subscribe. I will do my top 5 videos very, very soon now. Check back frequently to see when I release this video. Thanks for watching.